So before we start, we're going to talk about y equals mx plus b. And y equals mx plus b, we learned last week that the m is the rate. Put that down. The rate is also called the slope. And there are clue words per, each, every, and. But today we're not going to do word problems. We're going to have a graph, and we're going to be finding the slope today. The b, y'all learned last week for word problems, is a one-time fee or starting amount, yes. On a graph, it's also called the y-intercept. We are not studying this today at all. We are studying the m. And the m is the slope. We're looking at it as slope today, and slope and rate are the same thing. Slope means, and this is what I wrote right here, slope means the steepness of a line. It is the ratio, meaning it's a fraction, of vertical change to horizontal change. Did everybody hear what I just said? A vertical change to horizontal change. That's what's telling you how steep it is. The bigger the number, the steeper it is. So if you're re-roofing a house, you want to be on something with a small slope, not a steep slope, because you'll get injured and end up falling off the roof, okay? So just like we just watched the video of Slope Dude, what kind of slope is this if it's going up from left to right? Positive. And Slope Dude said puff, puff, positive because he was hiking up the mountain. What kind of slope is it going down from left to right? Negative. He said nice, negative, because he actually was getting to ski. Then he got on the flat part, which is like cross-country skiing. And what did he say? This is zero fun. So this is a zero slope. You could also write the word zero, however you want to do it. It is a zero slope. And then he got to the end of the mountain and he fell off. And he yelled the worst curse word in math and algebra. What did he yell? Undefined. This is an undefined slope. To find slope, we follow the formula rise over run. The rise is the vertical change. Y'all know what vertical means? Have y'all ever gotten your vertical measured, like in PE or athletics? What are they talking about? How high you can jump. Which way do you jump? Up. So vertical change is up or down over horizontal change. And what is a horizontal change? Horizontal is left to right. So rise, think about which way do I rise? I rise up. And run, which way can you run? Left or right. On the ground, you can only go left or right. You can't go up or down when you run. Yes? It is very important that the rise goes on top and the run goes on bottom. This is one of the easiest lessons I teach because all you're going to do is count, but it is one of the most important lessons that I teach because we're going to be doing this all year long. Okay? So this is super easy. Everybody look at the first example. This is a graph. The first thing I want you to ask yourself is, what would Slope Dude say? He would say puff, puff, positive. Why would he say positive? Because from left to right, it is going up. So this has a positive slope. And to find the slope, we're going to do rise over run. So your job is to find two dots. Now, most of the time, they'll be provided for you. But if they don't give you two dots on the line, the way that you find dots is you say, like, do y'all see this spot on the line right here? That's not going to be a good spot to use because it should be intersecting between two cross points. So do you see how this dot right here is intersecting at this T? Yes or no? That's a good dot to use. Would this be good? No, it's not intersecting at a T. No, 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 yes. So you need two dots that are intersecting at a T. I always start at the lowest dot. That's just because what are we going to do first? We're going to rise. So we're going to start at the lowest dot, and we're going to draw a line and rise up until we get to the next dot. So does everybody see what I did? If you pass it up, you went too far. We're rising from the lowest dot to the next dot. And then you're going to count the squares. How high did you rise? Well, this is 1 square, 2, 3, 4. Do y'all agree we rose up 4 squares? Yes? So my rise is 4. So my rise is 4. 4 goes on top. Now I'm going to run from here, where I left off, to the new dot. How far did I run? 3 spots. And your last job is to simplify the fraction if it can be simplified. So where do I go in my calculator to simplify a fraction? Alpha y equals. So I put in 4/3. I hit enter. Can it be simplified? Nope. 4/3 is 4/3. So my rise over run, my slope, is positive 4/3. And that is the slope of this line. If that was a roof, is that pretty steep? Can you imagine standing on a slope that big and trying to re-roof something? That's pretty steep. I'd be dangerous, yes? All right, let's look at the next one. The first thing I'm going to do is ask myself, what would Slope Dude say about this? Nice negative. If I forget to put a negative, guess what? My answer's wrong. So my answer better have, like this one was positive, so I didn't have to put positive, but my next one better have a negative. So I'm going to write that right here. I need a negative sign. I need a rise over a what? Run. Which dot do I start with? The lowest dot, so that I can rise up to the next dot. So here's a dot. Is it at a good cross point? Yes. You don't see how it's at a T? Yes, you'll see it? So I'm going to rise from here to this dot. Don't pass it up. How far did you rise up? 2. Now I'm going to run from where I left off to the new dot, and I ran left 3, and that's why it's making it negative, because left is negative. I ran left 3, and you better put your negative sign with it somewhere. It doesn't matter where it goes. See if it can be simplified, which it can't, but let's see if we make sure. Can 2/3 be simplified? No. So my slope is negative 2/3. And if you leave the negative off, your whole answer is wrong. Everybody understand? Flip to the back. Let's do 3 more examples. Look at this next one. What would Slope Dude say? He would say undefined. So do I even need to do rise over run? Nope. So I'm just done. That's my slope. Okay, look at the next one. What would Slope Dude say about this? Puff, puff. Positive. So this is a positive slope, so I don't have to include it in my answer because positive is always assumed. What dot do I start with? The bottom. So everybody go to the bottom dot and rise up till you're even with the next dot. How far did you go up? How many squares? 4. Now go where you left off and run over to the next dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do y'all agree it's 6? If I leave my answer like this, it is not correct because it is not simplified. I must go to alpha y equals and put in 4 over 6. What does 4 over 6 simplify to? 2/3. So my slope is positive 2/3. And if you want to write the positive sign, you can, but you don't have to. But you do have to write a what? Negative sign. Okay, any questions so far? Did y'all do this in 7th grade? Good. All right, the last one. What would Slope Dude say about this? Nice negative. So my answer better have a negative sign in it. What dot do I start with? The lowest dot, which is here. I'm going to go up till I get even with this dot. Please don't pass it up. You have to stop once you get to it. Okay? So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up. So my rise is 7. My run from here to here is left, which tells me negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What do I have to check before I box in my answer? I gotta check to see if it can simplify. So I go to alpha y equals 7/9. Can 7/9 be simplified? Now stop. I boxed in my answer. Did I get it right? I did not. Why? I have to put a negative. And you can put it on top, you can put it on bottom, you can put it to the side. It doesn't matter where the negative goes as long as there is one negative sign. How do y'all feel about slope? Super easy. What has to go on top though? The rise has to go on top. What has to go on bottom? The run. All right, I'm going to pass out. Okay, on the front page, all it asks you to do is identify the slope as positive, negative, 0, or undefined. So you don't have to do rise over run. This is just, is it positive, negative, 0, or undefined? Does everybody understand? This page should probably take you less than a minute. Flip to the back. Excuse me, the next page. I did not mean to put this on two separate pages. On this page, you are going to find the rise, the run, and put your final answer here. So let's do number 1, okay? So everybody look at number 1. From this dot to this dot, how far did they rise up? So that's where they put 2 for the rise. How far did they run from here to here? 5. Are y'all good with this? Then you put it together. Rise over run is 2 over. And what would slope dude say? Positive. So do I need to put something with this? Do I have to simplify it? Yes. So I'm going to check in my calculator to see if it needs to be simplified. 2 over 5 does not simplify. So that is my final answer. I am grading the rise, the run, and the slope. You should finish this today. This is the easiest thing ever.